Hey, everybody. This is Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and Brass Ring Media. Sorry we're a bit late. I was having some technical issues, but I am here with Mr. Robert Karplus, WD Creative_ish. Robert, happy Monday to you, brother.
Happy Monday. How are you in rumor in Innuendo land?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let's give some shout outs to some folks in the chat here. We got Ron Ward. He says, wouldn't it be something if one of these guys was the legitimate offspring of Gene Okerlund? Could that be you, Robert?
Sadly, no. As much as I love Mean Gene and as honored as I was to have gotten to work with Mr. Okerlund, sadly, we're not related, despite having very similar hairlines.
Son of a bee sting. So you did enjoy working with Mean Gene?
I loved working with Mean Gene. That was one of the highlights of my entire tenure at WWE, was getting to spend some quality time with Mr. Okerlund.
Did you partake in libations with Mr. Mean Gene?
No comment.
Oh, okay. That's even better. That's the best response you could have gave me. Willie Thornbrew, happy birthday or anniversary of the NWO. You can tell I can see out here really well. But yes,
Dom is back to operating in a back alley somewhere, like a no good Nick,
like a no good Nick indeed. But yes, let's get to it. Robert had a interesting weekend when it comes to leading in SmackDown and what we have on tap for Raw tonight. But yeah, let's cover SmackDown first. No John Cena, he was not there, but Cody Rhodes was there, and everybody else you could basically think of in regards to the SmackDown roster were there. So what'd you think? Randy Orton, we had a little excursion. Drew McIntyre returns. Overall, from a show standpoint, what'd you think?
I got to be honest, for a pre-taped episode of SmackDown taking place on essentially a holiday weekend as it was, there was a lot of notable things that occurred on there. I think first and foremost was the fact that you had the return of Drew McIntyre, unadvertised, in a big surprise. It was a nice way to tee up Saturday night's main event, which was totally fine. I thought for sure we were going to get a Drew McIntyre return, interfering in some form or fashion in a match.
Do you prefer this the way they did it though? I liked it a lot because I thought it just it gave McIntyre some time to speak his mind, and then immediately, bam, you're into a feud with Randy Orton going on. Are you still there? There you are.
I'm here.
Okay.
You're a bit intermittent from broadcasting from the bank that you're currently robbing.
Don't tell nobody. But did you like that?
Okay, Dom.
Yeah,
it was okay. I think the part of the issue for me was the fact that that you had Drew lose a feud to CM Punk, was laid out basically dead, and then he came back, and then he got into a feud with Damian Priest. He lost the feud, he was laid out dead, and then he just comes back. It's like he exists in this alternate world where there are conclusions and then brand new reboots, and nothing that happened previously necessarily matters. It's like points on whose line is it anyway.
It's like he's Michael Myers. He's the Michael Myers of WWE. Is Drew McIntyre?
Sure. We'll go with that. It set up very quickly the Randy Orton Drew McIntyre match at Saturday night's main event, it'll be a good match, but I mean, no build whatsoever, and just here it is.
Yeah, and I think I'm okay with it. I mean, I think you can kind of continue their feud if you really want, because I think these two together would be really, really good, actually, in a maybe a longer form of a program that you could have it kind of pay off at SummerSlam in a lot of ways too, if you really wanted. I think, Robert. I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
Possibly, but that seems to be the trajectory of a lot of Drew McIntyre feuds, where they just kind of become these instant death feuds that then wind up never amounting to much of anything.
Yeah, it's a tight rope to walk for sure. Hey, who was walking some tight ropes? But the tag team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, but they got on the same page and get the win against Secret Hervis. What did you think of this and the pairing of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Robert?
It's a good way to get them both onto the Women's Evolution pay-per-view and pay off where they've been teasing this Alexa Bliss Charlotte story for several weeks now. So it's nice to see a little bit of a follow through. I don't think anybody's going to be terribly upset that Alba Fire and Piper Niven or Michin and BFAB are not featured in a prominent role in the Women's Evolution pay-per-view versus it being Charlotte and Alexa versus Raquel and Roxanne versus whoever the NXT team is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think you're still getting your big names with Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair. Do you subscribe to the criticism of WWE not promoting Evolution well enough, or how are you kind of feeling about this? I know we talked about this a little bit last week, but I mean, I've been seeing more kind of feedback when it comes to that. And, I don't think it necessarily needs a whole lot of promotion on such a big weekend when it's the last thing you're seeing.
Yeah, it's not like they were overly concerned with trying to sell tickets for this show. It's also not like this was the sole PLE event spectacular scheduled for right now. They're coming off of the Saudi show. The Women's Evolution PLE is sold on the notion that every match on the card is going to be obviously a match featuring one of or multiple women on the roster. So that in and of itself is the draw, almost like what they used to do with ECW One Night Stand, where it was just, well, you're going to get a night of ECW. You're going to get a night of all women's wrestling. Are there storylines going into it? Yeah. You're getting the Rhea Io Sky situation, which has been built up over the last several months, and you can tell that story pretty quickly. Obviously, on SmackDown, they set up Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, which that ain't going to be a very good match. We'll get that out there right now. In her returns have been sort of diminished, but we'll see what it ultimately looks like. My guess is that's where we'll get a Naomi cash in.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, for that dynamic between Tiffany and Trish, from an in-ring chemistry standpoint, probably isn't there. But you have two names like that. I think that creates enough intrigue, I think, for a decent main event or one of your main events that you're presenting on there. So, I'm okay with how Evolution has been promoted and handled in a lot of ways. And I think they have the potential to steal the weekend after, considering they are the last, show that you're going to see for that weekend. So I think they have a chance.
Well, I'm sure we'll get some follow through with the Becky Lynch stuff tonight on Raw and set up some sort of Becky, Bailey, Lyra, something.
Something should happen, Robert.
And I'm sure something with Julia.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Right. There's some stuff going on there for sure. Is there stuff going on with the Wyatt Six? They get the win here in this multi-man tag match. And I don't know. It's just, I'm with you, Robert. I had my optimism when this angle started off over a year ago of what they could do from a storytelling standpoint, but they just feel like another tag team, to be honest.
They very much feel like just another tag team. It's a little maddening watching all the other teams sell for them like this is like I know what you did last summer sort of situation where we're all trapped in this horror movie and we all have to come together. I'm all for trying something, but if this is 2-hour SmackDown going forward, maybe we don't need the Wyatts.
Yeah, I wanted to really give it a shot, and I like the intentions that they had with it all and what it represented and everything like that. But yeah, it just doesn't. It's not fitting and it's not vibing. It just isn't. And I do like. I mean, the nice thing about this episode of SmackDown was a great showcase of the tag division, and what the potential is there. We had the pairing of Andrade and Rey Fenix too, and I thought they had really immediate chemistry, like they said on commentary.
I dug that match with them and Fraxium. Don't love that Fraxium, that was their first loss, which is a shame. But yeah, this is a fun team that's making you excited that eventually we're going to get the Lucha Bros. But what's fun about this is by establishing Andrade and Rey Fenix as a group, and then maybe if you bring in Penta at some point, how many guys are associated with Paul Heyman, Dom?
Oh, yes, that's interesting. It's about 4, right? Is it
I
4?
hate you so very much. No, it's you can set 3-on-3. You can move this potentially to a war games situation by adding complementary pieces on either side. There's some doings going on. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Devin Dowling just earned a permanent forever ban from this show for all time,
Uh-oh.
and by saying hologram is better than Axiom.
Oh,
Um,
my.
no, see, Devin, the reason that Axiom is better than hologram, Axiom's on TV.
That's a good
Hologram
point.
hologram only exists in the parallel universe known as Collision, which he may as well be on one of those floating discs in space. Like, oh, what was that? There's some horns. I was making a Superman 2 reference. We got lost in it. We're moving on.
Son of a bee sting.
Son of a
Uh,
bee sting.
yes. Robert, we also had Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso tagging up against Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo. We had the introduction. He is officially Talatanga, by the way. And where Jacob Fatu gets the solid win against Solo, but then we have some chicanery going afterwards involving Talatanga and more. So what'd you think of this whole angle and what they're doing with are they called the My Family Tree now? Is that the new bloodline name? I don't know.
I don't know exactly what the name of this sucker is going to be, but what I do enjoy is Jacob Fatu getting his win back and then immediately getting laid out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's where we're at with it. I don't know what the idea is, that they're not the bloodline, that they're the MFT, which sounds like NFT. So this is a non-fungible team.
Yes, that's
But
right.
something that is fungible is Raw tonight. They announced several big matches for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Dom,
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Can you help me out, Robert? Because
I
I'm
can help you
totally
out.
blind right
Yes,
now.
I know you're flying blind. Your Wi-Fi is a little choppy. It appears there is a SWAT team circling you. Is what that sound was. That seems to be Alt Jake's opinion. There are 3 big matches that they have announced for this evening. Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed taking on Jey Uso, and for the first time ever, Seth Rollins and Penta.
My
So
goodness.
they are clearly leaning in on, let's just give you some great matches involving this one storyline, and it'll pad out over the course of 2.5 hours. There's also going to be a Becky Lynch segment on there. I'm sure we'll get some Gunther Goldberg go home moments. Hopefully not Goldberg in person. I don't think we
You want
need to.
Goldberg in person?
I don't think we need to hear another word from Bill Goldberg going into this Saturday night's main event. But it's this weird limbo where we have to pretend that Saturday night's main event matters. We have to pretend that Women's Evolution matters, when in reality they are solely focused on getting us to SummerSlam and whatever that's going to look like, so they can distract us with the Dangerous Alliance feuding with the baby faces who are not champions. Maybe there'll be some CM Punk involvement somewhere on there. Maybe we'll get a name for this group. That'd be kind of adorable. But SummerSlam really needs to be where all of their attention and energy is put forth. And once we get past pretending that Goldberg can be champion, we can give Gunther something to do. We can solidify the rest of the top tier baby faces of where they're going and help Karrion Kross sell some more t-shirts.
That's it. That's the key there, Robert. Yeah. How are you so far on the build to SummerSlam? Is it underwhelming to you, or are you excited for what could come down the line after this dust is settled over this coming weekend?
So SummerSlam is still a ways away, and it's a 2-night event. We know for a fact that we're getting Jade Cargill against whoever the SmackDown Women's Champion is. We know we're getting John Cena and Cody Rhodes, which is a strong headline for one night of those shows. We still don't know who the Raw Women's Champion is going to be, and that we're getting Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, which is a very strong match.
Well, what would you do with?
Would
Oh,
have
go ahead. I'm
probably
sorry.
teased that. I would have
Mhm.
gone. I would have gone with Rhea and Asuka at this show for a number 1 contender spot to get to the EO match.
Yeah, but in the same turn, would you be putting somebody like an Asuka if she were to lose in a bad position? Like, don't you want to kind of keep her hot and keep her going?
She's ice cold. She came back. She lost the finals of the Queen of the Ring. You could at least get a great match with her and Rhea, and then maybe give the Asuka character something to do.
Right. There's she needs a little bit more of an edge than what she's just going as, hey, Asuka's back, and this is her, and this is who we're showing again. You know, I think you need to give her a little something else too. I do agree with you on that.
But yeah, no, I would say the SummerSlam build's a little soft right now. They'll do some version of CM Punk and Seth Rollins, it feels like. And we'll have better lay of the land probably after next week. But for right now, so I have some people doing work in the house, so I'm gonna pin this, and we're gonna wrap it up a little earlier than normal, especially since Dom is baking in the sun.
I'm really hot right now. It's so hot. I tried to go in another room.
I could see how blindingly hot this seems for you. So we're going to be here for our blindingly hot rumor and innuendo, as we are every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WW Creative _ish X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, the @SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo and ad-free shows. So on behalf of the melting Mr. Clean Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpelos. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Please, someone help me. Help me find a home.